This is Dave on the Edge. One time when I was riding the Spirit of Tasmania from Melbourne over to Tassie, I met up with a guy and we had a big long chat, and his name was Robert. And after talking for a while, Robert said, "Can I ask you a question?" And I said, "Sure." And he said, "Can you prove to me that the Sabbath is still valid today?" And he said, "But on one condition. You can't use the texts in the Bible that you Adventists normally use to prove the Sabbath." And I said, "Oh, why not?" And he said, "I just want it to be something that's valid today. And I want to see, what your thoughts are." And I thought about it for a bit, and then the Holy Spirit just dropped this idea into my mind. And it was still a Bible text, but I asked him if it was okay. And I said, "Do you know the Bible text in Malachi about tithing?" And he said, yeah, the one about bring your tithes into the storehouse. And I said, "Yeah." And God says at the end of that, if you do that, I will bless you, and I will bless you so abundantly that you'll have an overflow and that you'll be running over and there'll be more than you can possibly have, because tithing is a promise. It's not a curse text, it's a promise text that if you claim the promise, you'll receive the blessing. If you keep paying your tithe, if you pay your tithe, you'll receive a blessing. And Sabbath is the same. And I said to Robert, Sabbath is much the same in the way that if we keep the Sabbath, it came before sin, God gave us the Sabbath. And he said, if you will keep this day holy, I promise you that it will bless you. And I challenge you, Robert, to keep the Sabbath. And he smiled and he looked at me and he said, "You know what? My wife and I have been keeping the Sabbath for a year, and God is blessing us." This has been Dave on the Edge. Where do you stand?